Hi, it's Brian Dosser speaking. Again, we're locked down, January again. So I've done lessons on YouTube for anybody, martial artists, members of the public. But this one is for my spirit combat students. Because the next time you have your gradings, what we're going to do is 20 minutes for the adults and maybe 10 minutes for the juniors, nothing for the little ones. We're going to have 20 minutes of written essays, and it's going to ask you to sit down and write about the techniques that you do. Not just do them physically so people can see you. I want to see if you can understand what you're doing. And this lesson is about that. It's not long, but it gives you an idea. And we're going to work on the complete basic, the complete first thing you do in your first form, your red belt, adults. I'm going to ask Ashley to take his hat off and to come and join me and be my partner. Come on, Ashley. Now, as you know, we always start off with the wrist grabbing the wrist. His fist is grabbing my wrist. So it's hand on then. And as you know, we all go around in a circle like that. That movement. So you might be wondering why we start that. Why can't we start with a punch? Good question, but it's a question that I asked many years ago. We did start from a punch, but the problem was because the person, the victim, wasn't good enough to block that punch, he used to get hurt and broken noses and black eyes. So I said, well, I want to do the same thing but more safer. So I said, you can't do a lot of damage by going down there. And that's the reason we start from here before we get to there. That's the reason. So if you're asked, why do we grab the wrists from the first form? The answer is quite simple: to stop people getting hurt. It's that simple. We're making the circle like that. You might say, well, why can't I just hit him with a hand? Because we are training, we're practicing. You wouldn't ask a young tiny baby to eat egg, bacon and tomato while they are just come out of the womb. They're not ready for it. And the same here. You are ready only when you're ready. So grab the wrist, and to me that movement is a block. If he goes to hit me with the other hand, I block it. But we forget about that at the moment because it's not ready. We're not ready for that yet. Understand that we're not ready for that yet. We want to do the exercise. Just the exercise, that circle. So simple. But then you've got your body movement with it. So they grab the wrist, they go into here, and they catch the wrist. So it becomes defence, control. Defence, escape. Rather than leave that there to hit me with again, you go around like that and you control that. So now he's only got that hand to hit me with. Okay, and that is the reason why we do that as an exercise and not a self-defence. It will lead into self-defence. Then we continue the circle attacking parts of the body. Now he's got jackets on, so it's no use me going to the pressure point. But there is a pressure point there. I'm not going to show you because most of you know it anyway. But I wouldn't even dream of attacking that tip, but I would dream of attacking the neck. So again, because I may not be in a position to be able to control the distance, I might damage him accidentally. And this has been done on the jaw, cracking the jaw through that mistake. So what we do, we just go round like that, control it and touch. I am now communicating with my partner. He's not my opponent, he's my partner. Without him I couldn't practice. So we go round and there. It's that simple. But that movement is very, very powerful. Later on it become grabbing that wrist and even that wrist. And we've got to do the same thing. How can I do that from that? I can't. So I have to learn to escape. And Stephen and I showed you that in one of my lessons on escaping using your pipes, if you remember. Look at the lesson, it's a very good lesson, that one. To push off and then be in a position to push off and do the same technique. There's many ways of doing it. I can go up and push it off. There's many ways of doing that. But the idea is to get that up there, out of the way. That's the idea. And that becomes the second form. Then the third form is grabbing here. Again, you push it off. So you become a little bit better at it. Pushing off. Yes, I know what a lot of you are saying, that why you can go in there, he can hit my ribs. But we're not in combat, we're practicing. And that comes later. So we just do that and my partner allows me to do it. He's not resisting. He's helping me. If he resists and he stops me from taking it off, then I'll have to hit him. But I don't want to do that. That's not the form. We're learning. So we go back to the first one again with the red belt. And touch. I'm talking to him. I'm saying I could have hit you lots of areas. I could have. I am not going to. We're going to the yellow belt, which is the second form. I could have, don't want to. So it's that simple. Alright? First form, second form. Then we go to the third form, which is now about the students have been with you as an instructor for about 9 months now. That's how long it takes. Got to do the same thing from there. Again, we can use our body to push him off. Same number one, same attack. From that. Now, because we've come from there to there to there, now we've got to learn a little bit of movement. Now we're ready for that. Okay, but it's only used one hand. How about if he actually grabs here and punches with that hand? I've now got to somehow do that again to come off into that. And then the next one is what we all thought about, the punch. We block it and go into that technique. And then there's a chop. It chops, we block it and go into that technique. That's just number one. There's 10 techniques altogether, 10 of those. Okay? The same from the first form, the same, he attacks the same way, I defend the same way, but I've got 10 different techniques I have to do. I've just shown you one. So that's it. That's the lesson for your essay when you are asked to write an essay on the technique. The question might be different, but it will relate to the same thing. In other words, you have to crawl first along the pathway, along the floor. When you're a little baby, you have to take a few knocks to find out, oh, that was the wrong way, I won't do that again. And then from there you start to toddle and walk. Your legs start to learn how to become stronger. Then you'll be able to start to run and move. It's exactly the same thing. You have to learn that basic thing before you start going into deeper things. Take care, look after yourself, keep that distance. I know there's a lot of idiots out there that are not, and I used to be one of them. I must admit, I did the wrong things. I went against the rules now and again, not in a big way, but thought that it won't happen to me. But we learn from our mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes, great. You're only an idiot if you know your mistake and you keep doing it. Bye bye.